Hello, hello, and welcome to another story time, y'all. Brought to you by ABC Read and ABC Learn, in which we are here to help you develop and nurture that love of reading in every child as well as every adult. How are you all doing out there today, evening, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are around the globe? I hope that you all are just taking out the good, taking the best, and leaving the rest. And I hope that you all have read or you're planning to read for at least 30 minutes. That's what's up, y'all. And you know what? I would like for you guys to, if you don't mind, please share in the comments section below what book you are currently reading now. And I'll be the one to start that off. I am actually reading a book called The Warmth of Other Suns, as well as I am still trying to finish this book up as well, but I kind of put this to the side. I've been reading this aloud to you guys and been really getting involved in my book, The Warmth of Other Suns by Isabel Wilkerson. And that book talks about what is called the Great Migration, which was the biggest migration or move that people have made in America from this population of people. This was African American people. They were moving from the south to the north because they were getting away from the horrible treatment that they were receiving. And it wasn't like they were just being treated unfairly in the south, but it really was hard because they were getting black people were getting lynched and getting just totally tortured and dehumanized. And so there was over 6 million African Americans who had left from the South to move to the North. All right. So the book, again, is called The Warmth of Other Suns. All right. And for those of you young people that might be a little bit, above your head, the subject, I know you would definitely be able to understand. But the book is definitely a thick book. And but I would love to know what you are reading. All right. And also, I wanted to share with you guys about something called the summer slide. And the summer slide, it may sound like something fun, right? You think of summer, you think of sliding, right? Going down sliding boards, you outside kicking it, maybe going to amusement parks, all of that stuff. Well, actually, the summer slide has to do with the reading loss as well as math loss as well that occurs during the summer. But I'm going to focus in particular on reading. All right. And basically, there was a study done a long time ago, basically showing that kids who typically come from either African American communities and Latino communities, and who usually come from lower income communities, their reading skills drop in the summer. All right. Why is that? Well, one of the main reasons is because you usually don't have school in the summer. Unless a child has to go to summer school, typically they don't have school in the summer. So they're not being exposed to a lot of literacy, a lot of reading or writing in the summer. All right. And also, too, even just being able to go on different vacations, getting out of your environment, going into other environments. That's a great way of learning as well. You don't just have to just sit and just read a book and think, oh, okay, now I'm going to gain all this knowledge. No, you have to be around doing things that are of value with purpose and that is enriching. All right. So going to museums, going traveling, listening to books while you're traveling, doing different things like that. And so I'm encouraging families to please make sure that you get your children out and about, read to them as much as possible, make reading fun, turn it into a reading party. All right. What's a reading party? That's when you are partying and reading at the same time, making reading fun, making it full of pleasure. All right. Because remember, as human beings, when something that we enjoy and that we really love doing, we tend to want to keep doing it over and over again, right? We gravitate to that thing. But we are encouraging our children as well as adults to do things that they love to do that is going to help them. A person, unfortunately, may love to do something like take drugs. They may think, oh, it makes me feel good, but it's horrible for you. It'll kill you. And in fact, kill your brain cells, right? So we want our children to be exposed to things that is going to be beneficial to them. All right. And it's fun at the same time. All right, so that was a mouthful, but I had to get it out. It is a beautiful sunny day. As you guys can see, that sun coming through my window. I'm feeling good, y'all, even if it wasn't sunny. Even if it was a snowstorm, I'm still gonna feel good. You know what I'm saying? Because I get to read to you, and that's what's up. So now I'm ready to read again from Fish in a Tree. You guys see this? Oh my goodness, y'all. I got to show you the back cover. I got to show you the spine of the book, all right? Fish in a Tree, written by Linda Mullally Hunt, because my cover is missing. I've been like reading this book or whatever, and that's what happens when you are constantly going to a book, reading it. You know, sometimes the cover gets worn, it comes off, and all of that. But that's a good thing, right? It's worn in a good way, not because I'm destroying it and throwing it somewhere. No, because I'm actually opening it up. Can you say we're opening? Opening. I'm opening it up to read to you guys. So right now we're on chapter 25. And the title of this chapter is Celebration or Devastation? Celebration or devastation? What is this all about? Let's go. Mr. Daniels is wearing a tie with little trophies on it. Also, he has a goofy smile on his face, even goofier than most days. Okay, my fantasticos! There is one among you who is even more fantastic than usual. And that's hard to do. So we are going to celebrate. You see, when you all wrote those nature poems the other day, you had all been secretly entered in. He puts his arms up and raises his voice. The first annual Fantastical Poetry Award. Woo! Oh, great. Another thing for Shay to brag about. I look over at Albert and hope he will win instead. He's hoping so too. I can tell by how he pulls his chair in more, like he's getting ready. I think that Suki has a good shot as well. So, Mr. Daniels begins. This poem is a splendid surprise. Great work. And I am very happy to give the first annual Fantastico Poetry Award to... I watch Shay out of the corner of my eye. If she wins, we'll never hear the end of it. What she does doesn't make sense. She shows surprise, but it's followed by disgust. Mr. Daniels' hand on my shoulder makes me jump. Congratulations, Allie, Mr. Daniels says. This can't be. It's too early for April Fool's Day. I look over at Albert and Keisha, wondering if they put a poem in with my name. Mr. Daniels takes a step back and says, Come on, come claim your prize. Prize? I swallow hard. Mr. Daniels stands at the front of the room, waving me up. Well, what are you waiting for? I stand and walk toward him like the floor will swallow me up. I turn toward the class and he puts his hand on my shoulder. He holds the poem in his hand. I look and see, and it is actually mine. Maybe I was just having a good day. I mean, it's about time I have a good day for once, right? Happiness seeps in. Have I really won an award? The thought of that would have been something for my sketchbook of impossible things before now. Me. So Allie is our first poetry winner for her piece entitled Rain, Rain. He turns to me. Do you want me to read it? Or are you going to read it? The paper crinkles in my hand. I'll read it, I say, happy that I have memorized it. Rain, rain, falling down, down, down on the ground. All the birds go in the trees. They don't like the rain, you see. It doesn't take long to say, but it took me a long time to write. But now it's all worth it. There's a silence until Mr. Daniels motions to everyone to applaud. Albert and Keisha clap loudest. Mr. Daniels motions again and the applause gets louder. Oliver slaps his desk until Mr. Daniels, pulling on his ear, calms him down. Looking out over the class, I remember some of the other poems I heard people working on. Really good poems. And then the whole thing hits me. I finally get it. Mr. Daniels holds out a certificate with fancy letters and swirls all around the edges. He also holds a coupon for a free ice cream in the cafeteria. And I think how happy Albert would be if I gave that to him. But I can't reach out and take them. I look up into his face. He smiles and then he winks. I look out over my classmates who have stopped clapping. Shay has pressed her mouth into a flat line. Most glance at each other with knowing looks. They all know, but figure I don't. This isn't a poetry award. This is a pity award. I look up at Mr. Daniels, who gives me a serious nod as if to say, go ahead and take it. They don't know. Getting an award for not being smart enough to deserve it is the worst feeling I've ever felt. Like getting this certificate is going to make me pat myself on the back and somehow transform into a different person. I swear that I'll never accept an award that I don't deserve. Never. Keisha calls my name as I run from the room. Whoa. Wow. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. There we go again. I told you guys about this book. This book really is just so real. I keep having these mind movies like Allie Nickerson does every time I am reading a chapter to you guys. Because I'm envisioning this book being turned into a movie, you guys. Mark my words, all right? I'm telling you. What do you all think? Do you think that that Allie Nickerson is right? Do you think that that poem was good enough to win an award? And again, with poetry, poetry is something just like how art is. You know, it really depends on the person who is reading it, if they really enjoy it or not, if they like it or not, right? You know, because you have some poems that are short and you have some long poems as well. And so, kids, I know how kids are. Kids are very perceptive. They can kind of feel or tell if somebody is like, really trying to pump them up. And it's not a thing to where they think that their project or something they have done is really the best, but they understand that the adult or the teachers or even the parents are trying their best to uplift that child and make them feel better about themselves, which actually, coming from a parent standpoint, as well as I am a reading tutor, and a reading motivator, I understand that too, from an adult standpoint, especially when you are in tune with children and you can tell when that kid, is really struggling and their self esteem is like kind of low because maybe they're struggling with reading or something, and you want to do something to help uplift them. So, I don't know. We'll have to see if that was the case with Allie's assessment with that, because Allie is a brilliant girl. Even though she struggles with reading, she is very insightful. All right. So again, I hope that you guys enjoyed that chapter, and I hope you all continue to like, subscribe, and share our videos. We really appreciate you very much. And remember to keep reading for at least 30 minutes a day. And celebrate, y'all. Have a reading party. Peace.